In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was not on day one. That's the first thing you notice, simply from the text.
We could abolish God and retain a value for human beings. We found we couldn't, and we murdered millions of them.
Evils perpetuated by some professing branches of the Christian church have died hard, as indicating that the earth is young. But there's a danger of trying to protect Scripture by overkill.
And here we reach what for me is the chief evidence, not only for the existence but the nature of God. It is Jesus Christ.
God has set the earth on its pillars and it should not be moved. How many people in this audience believe the earth is fixed?
John Lennox's presentation. You're about to dive into the world of intellectual jousting, and the stage is set for none other than the Oxford maestro, John Lennox. And you're not just attending any ordinary lecture. This is an event at the Oxford Union, the pinnacle of intellectual battlegrounds. It's not your run-of-the-mill debate. It's a heavyweight showdown where ideas clash like titans. But here's the kicker. Lennox isn't here to throw around light banter. No. His argument is dense, like a cosmic black hole sucking you into a whirlwind of thoughts. And when I say exceptional, I mean it's like witnessing a mathematician conducting a symphony of reasoning fit to destroy atheism in just 15 minutes. You know it's not going to be your average evening stroll through philosophical gardens. It's a brisk sprint through the corridors of intellectual prowess.
Men became scientific because they expected law in nature, and they expected law in nature because
Arguments and reasons for believing in God, they won't even listen to them. There's a double think.
True that Jesus is, as I believe him to be, the Son of God. Then we can ask the question, what is God doing on a cross?
Lennox doesn't just talk. He weaves an intricate tapestry of ideas that challenges the very foundations of atheism. So, as you settle into your seat, imagine gearing up for a mental roller coaster where each twist and turn promises a revelation or a challenge to your worldview. It's not your typical TED Talk. It's a 15-minute intellectual joyride, and John Lennox is at the driver's seat, ready to take you places you never thought your mind could venture. Fasten your seatbelts, you're in for a ride. God and science. All right, let's dive into the cosmic tango between God and science, according to the maestro himself, John Lennox. Lennox is not one to entertain the notion of being cornered into a false dilemma. Imagine him on the stage, shaking his head at the absurdity of having to choose between God and science. It's like asking someone to pick between Henry Ford and the concept of engineering when explaining a car. You can almost see the incredulous look on his face, as if to say, "Really? Are we still stuck in this binary battle?" He draws these vivid parallels, right? Picture God as the Henry Ford of the universe, the mastermind behind the grand design. On the flip side, you've got science, the engineering of the cosmic machinery, understanding the intricacies of how it all works. Lennox isn't buying into the idea that these two are mortal enemies. In fact, he's waving the flag high, proudly proclaiming that he's both a scientist.
God has set the earth on its pillars and it should not be moved. How many people in this audience believe the earth is fixed?
The Big Bang is based. He said astronomy leads us to a unique event, a universe which was created out of nothing.
Got his theological hat firmly in place, acknowledging the orchestrator behind the cosmic symphony. It's not a conflict, it's a beautifully orchestrated collaboration for Lennox. Science and God, hand in hand, dancing through the galaxies. So, as you absorb Lennox's perspective on this false dilemma, imagine him debunking the myth with a confident grin. It's not an either-or situation. It's an exhilarating fusion where faith and reason twirl together on the dance floor of understanding. Lennox is your guide, showing you that in this grand narrative of existence, there's room for both God and science, and it's a breathtaking dance of cosmic proportions. Rational intelligibility of the universe. So what's this buzz about rational intelligibility? Lennox takes us on a cosmic ride, suggesting that the universe is not just a chaotic jumble of cosmic debris. No, it's more like an intricately woven tapestry, a masterpiece that follows a rational order.
This mechanism that you talk about, which doesn't account for the origin of life at all, but let's leave that aside.
Because bias is built in. The programs are made by humans, and humans are biased. I give lectures on nothing these days because nothing turns out to be very interesting.
Imagine the universe as a grand book, and Lennox argues that it's not written in a haphazard, nonsensical language. Instead, it's a narrative that our human minds, driven by reason, can comprehend. But Lennox doesn't drop these cosmic truths without some heavyweight backup. He brings in the big guns, Einstein and Wigner. Picture this, these scientific titans, icons of reason, nodding in agreement that the universe is indeed comprehensible. It's like Lennox is assembling a dream team of intellectual heavyweights, all testifying to the rationality of the cosmos. Now, let's talk about compatibility, the cosmic dance between science and theism.
And here we reach what for me is the chief evidence, not only for the existence but the nature of God. It is Jesus Christ.
You could interpret the Bible as indicating that the earth is young, but do you have to? Well, let me make one suggestion.
My fellow countrymen were sacrificed. He said the answer is, we have forgotten God.
Lennox isn't playing referee in a cosmic boxing match. He's the maestro conducting a symphony where science and theism harmonize. He suggests that the more we unveil the secrets of the universe through science, the more we uncover the fingerprints of a grand designer. It's not a clash, it's a cosmic collaboration where reason and faith waltz hand in hand. So, as you navigate through Lennox's cosmic odyssey, imagine the universe unfolding its secrets like a captivating novel, and scientists and theists sitting together, nodding in agreement. Rational intelligibility isn't just a concept, it's the melody that resonates through the cosmos, inviting us to join the cosmic choir of understanding. Lennox is the conductor, and the universe is his symphony, a rational, intelligible masterpiece. Reason, morality, and theism. First up, reason. Lennox isn't just talking about the logical deductions you make during a game of chess. He's diving into the very essence of reason, suggesting that it's not just a byproduct of evolution's survival agenda. He throws a critical glance at the atheist camp, questioning their stance on the evolution of human cognitive faculties.
The idea of a creator, and as you say, it dovetails perfectly. What was happening in the days around the time of Charles Darwin, where you had Huxley, who was an atheist.
It's not a mere disagreement. It's Lennox inviting you to question the very roots of reason. Is it a product of blind, unguided processes, or something more? Now, let's wade into the deep waters of morality. Lennox is like an intellectual deep-sea diver exploring the origins of our ethical compass. He doesn't shy away from stating that morality isn't just a cultural construct or a biological happenstance. No, he anchors it to something deeper, something rooted in Judeo-Christian values. It's not just a critique of moral relativism, it's Lennox unraveling the threads of morality and weaving them into a narrative that connects our ethical understanding to a larger transcendent framework.
I said to the teacher, "Sir, one day you will stand before God."
The hardest problem I face as a Christian is the problem of evil and pain.
As indicating that the earth is young. But there's a danger of trying to protect Scripture by overkill.
As you follow Lennox through this intellectual labyrinth, imagine the clash of ideas echoing through the corridors of reason. It's not just a debate, it's an exploration of the very foundations of how we think and why we act the way we do. Lennox is your guide, challenging you to question, critique, and engage with these profound questions about reason, morality, and theism. It's not just an intellectual exercise, it's an invitation to dive into the depths of understanding what makes us human and how our beliefs shape the very fabric of our existence. The personal nature of God. First off, Imagine Lennox standing on the stage, not just presenting God as some distant cosmic force. He's painting a portrait of God as a personal entity, someone you can have a chat with, confide in, and relate to on a deeply personal level. It's not just about abstract theological musings, it's about forging a real, tangible connection with the divine. Now let's dive into the pool of personal experiences and existential questions. Lennox isn't content with lofty theories floating in the intellectual stratosphere. He's delving into the nitty-gritty of human existence. Picture him sharing anecdotes, maybe a moment of doubt or a crisis that led to a profound revelation. It's not a detached philosophical discourse. It's a journey into the very soul of what it means to grapple with existence, faith, and the human condition.
And the other side of that is this: because Jesus rose from the dead, he is going to be the ultimate judge.
Evils perpetuated by some professing branches of the Christian church have died hard.
We could abolish God and retain a value for human beings. We found we couldn't, and we murdered millions of them.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was not on day one. That's the first thing you notice simply from the text.
As we approach the finale, Lennox isn't just wrapping up a lecture. He's weaving together the implications of belief in God. Think about it like this. If God is not just a theoretical concept, but a personal reality, Lennox through the landscape of the personal nature of God and the profound questions of existence, imagine it as more than a lecture. It's an invitation to a personal exploration, a journey that goes beyond theories and touches the core of what it means to be human and to believe in something greater than ourselves. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.